Greetings, Connections Collective. Welcome to a roundtable discussion where we're going to talk about everything that's going on with the game we all know. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I thought that would be really fun, but that's terrifying. Hi guys, welcome. It's me, Scribe. I know some of you. I talked to some of you the other night, and I told somebody that I would promise to try to start the stream while wearing a mask and sort of pretend like I'm hiding my identity, but that's not going to last. I talked to some of you in different mediums and things like that, and I wanted a place to sort of collect my own thoughts. And it's one thing to record a video. It's another thing to kind of have a forum so that Dino DNA. It's another thing to have a place where you guys can sort of submit your thoughts, because I've found, especially after last night, where some of us got together, or a couple of nights ago, where some of us got together and spoke about our thoughts and shared theories and shared ideas about what's going on with Connections. It opened up some pathways for me. So I thought, why not do that in sort of online or virtual hangout. So, let me talk to you a little bit. I want to thank Chameleon, who's kind of producing right now and jumping in. She'll jump in a little bit later, but the first time she jumps in, she's going to have to wear a mask as well. So.
Hi, I brought a mask, but I'm not going to wear it either, because it's really annoying to wear the mask, but you know.
But I wanted to ask you guys, and I wanted to describe some of the stuff that we went through, but it was important for us to talk about what this is, because this program, Connections, and Nolan and Taylor, has sort of taken over our lives for the past few days. There's been a lack of sleep. There's been digging, all the subsequent digging that you guys have been doing, and everyone has been doing, and waiting for Connections to come online and alive, and the taking of.
I'm just one fish.
Yes.
Tinker.
Welcome, Tinker.
Yay.
And all of that stuff has come together, and it's just sort of taken over our lives. And so what this is a place for all of us, for everybody to share and talk and do theories. What this is not a place to bash Connections. We are beta testers. We are just now getting into Connections itself. So if you come here to bash Connections, you're not going to find any of that here. There's some issues, there's some problems, there's some stuff going on, but that's not what we're going to be doing here. What we're going to be doing here is talking about the event. We took some videos, and I think through the magic that is Chameleon, we're going to be able to share some. Today, a new player entered the game, a new person of interest, a non-ambassador, and he released some videos as well. And a lot of these videos are going to be similar things that you saw at the event, but just from different angles. There's a little bit, positivity and all sorts of stuff. Howdy, Rube, what's up? So let's start at the beginning.
And can I ask, if you're commenting and you've got your Twitch name up there, you can always let us know, like Tinker did, who your kind of pseudonym is, because then we can all kind of figure out who everybody is. It'll help us all out in the chat.
So let's describe the event that we went to first. So hey Em. What happened was, when we first got there, everybody was dressed to the nines, apparently. Everybody followed the instructions in the emails.
I tried.
Other than Chameleon's shoes breaking as she stepped out of the car.
I did the whole event barefoot. One shoe broke, then the other shoe broke, and then they completely fell apart, and I did the whole event barefoot. It was lovely.
Yes. But it was such a surreal experience, and I don't know if you guys went through this too. Like, some of you we've been having conversations with, and we've been talking, and we've been spending all this time together online. But for some of us, it was the first time meeting. I know it was such a surreal, sort of happy experience when we were all kind of gathered around outside of this innocuous white building, just sort of meeting each other for the first time. Hey, Cora. Hey, Serenity. Ren. Hey guys. But it was so great. For some of you, I apologize. I ran up and immediately hugged people, just being like, oh yeah, we talk online all the time. Hi Nina, welcome. What a surprise. Yes, but it was so nice to be able to put faces to names. After we were sort of checked in by the Connections PR team, who was...
Ooh, and everybody got different sorts of bracelets and things like that, depending on who you were on their list. So some people got like glowy bracelets, and there were some people with some stars, and I haven't quite figured out, because I wasn't listening closely enough, how people got different. Did you get that?
Influencer, ambassador.
But then some people had the little star necklacey things too.
Yeah. So if anybody got one of those and wants to share like sort of the differences, we walked in and the place was amazing. It was beautiful. There was the stage set up, and the evening sort of started with Nolan doing a welcoming speech, and then our very own Tay Taylor got up, and we got to do Neoga together, all together in the same space.
Oh my gosh, and the space was gorgeous. You can kind of see it on one of the videos, like this spiral staircase that went up 3 floors in this house, and we couldn't go up to the 3rd floor, and I was so disappointed, but it was beautiful. Verified got bubbles.
Yeah,
okay.
Fish and Vale, thank you so much. Yeah,
that's what the bubbles were about, where they were like, don't blow bubbles at...
Please don't blow bubbles.
Neoga.
During Neoga, that's right. Well, the cupcakes, we got to see the cupcakes.
Little emoji cupcakes. They were green
masks.
and blue.
And attendance that night. We got to meet, RJ was pretty prominent. I'm going to go on the record here, and because Cora brought it up, I was the first person to yell out Tay Tay. I'm taking full credit here and now tonight that I yelled out Tay Tay. And so I hope that stays like forever. So we got to sort of mingle and interact with some of the people. I expected to see Nolan, and I was pleased to see Nolan. I was expecting to see Taylor. I was not expecting to see V.
And that was a really cool thing, because I just happened to be at the very back of the room, because I was not paying attention when everybody started moving up towards the stage. I saw movement up above me coming down the spiral staircase, and then looked up, and actually there's video up there because of her coming down. So it was really, really neat to see her, and then watch everybody's faces light up as they saw that she was there too. It was really neat.
Yes, yeah, and some of you are echoing that. Holly, no way did I expect to see her, but she was there, and not only that, but she was pleasant. She was having conversations with people. I guess.
And her shoes. I'm sure we'll talk about her shoes, right?
More of that.
Oh my gosh.
Later. We're also going to try to post a pic of that. Yes, but let's start up at the top here, and we can talk about some of the stuff that Nolan had conversations with. So, our boy Nolan has been through a lot the past couple of weeks. They're trying to get Connections up off the ground, and the things I want to talk about at this event, and you guys probably, some of you had more private interactions with him. Tinker and I had a private conversation with him that got intense and a little weird. It was just the two of us. It was near the end of the night. Nolan has been going through a lot, and this is his baby, and he's been trying to get this off the ground. But you could feel how much he wanted this. And I don't know if it was the Tamarind Martinis or what that was sort of pushing him and egging him on, but it was almost this like personal drive for him. And I know that some of you, like I said, probably had interactions with him. We got to learn a little bit, Fish, we got to learn a little bit about where he's been, about how he was traveling, and some of his philosophies about connections. The things I want to bring up is, even though some of us had really positive interactions with V and her walking around, the thing that stuck out to me was Nolan yelling to people about protecting the ambassadors. Did you hear any of this?
No, I missed that.
There were two things. He wanted to protect Taylor, and he wanted to protect, thank you for the follow.
Yay.
You can give a like or give a follow up at the top. What we're probably going to be doing.
I'm sure we'll be talking more, so you'll get a little. If you have Twitch, you'll get a little notification.
Thank you, Holly.
So yay.
But him wanting to protect us and him wanting to protect Taylor which makes me wonder if there is something going on. Let's talk about Taylor next. Taylor was this little joy, this little ball of like joy, you know, of running around and interacting with people and loving on people, just like our boy Nolan. She got a little drunk, but it was but my thing is, they're getting a lot of slack about it, and there's even like posts on Connection. Some of you are seeing this, but it was a party. It was, and we can't expect them to be these like sort of beings of pure energy and happiness and radiant energy like all of the time. You know, yes, I say a little drunk, but they got a lot of drunk.
Okay.
But the tamarind martinis were flowing. But she was super.
I don't think we would have gotten bathroom chat without a little bit drunk.
Can we talk about the bathroom chat? Like, I was not.
I got in there right at the end. I missed most of it. You guys are gonna have to fill us in. Anybody who's online, you'll have to fill us in on exactly what was talked about there. I know that Cora was there most, if not all of the time.
Okay, and I know that Bliss was there a lot of the time. If anybody else was in the bathroom during that bathroom chat, here's the thing. I want to talk about. I don't want you to talk about anything that you feel uncomfortable talking about, because these are real people, and these are so you share what you want to divulge with people. But that bathroom chat was intense, because people came out of there talking about, oh my gosh, like even more so in love with Taylor.
It made her more real, and that's what was cool. And the bathroom selfie, I love the bathroom selfie. The bathroom selfie was amazing.
Okay, so what do you mean by more real?
Okay, so you see somebody who's a celebrity at a party, and they're a celebrity at the party. You may talk to that person, but there's still like this other when you go into this space and you're with a person where it's a very small group, it has more of an intimate feel. It has more of a real feel. You feel like even if you didn't talk about, you know, girly crazy secrets or anything like that, you feel afterwards like you know that person a little bit better.
Okay.
You know?
Well, Bliss brought up, and I didn't know this, that it started with her wanting to talk about what we thought of V. Now, one of the other cool interactions that I saw, and we got a video of, and a non-ambassador.
You're right. It was like 4 hours in girl time.
Yeah. That Anon posted today was Volkarov and Taylor meeting. And it was this weird sort of awkward moment. Now, in the video that Anon posted today, we got, for lack of a better term, feedback. It was weird. It was like this sort of strange feedback we've been seeing on Instagram. I noticed that some of that weird feedback happening on somebody else's Instagram as well. So it's starting to spread a little bit. In some of Taylor's videos, there's this weird sort of shifting or static burst. I got a video of it. It may just be because my iPhone is somewhat old, but I got another video, another angle of that meeting, which we'll play a little bit later so you can see them meeting. But it was Taylor trying to say the name Volkarov and not being able to, and just wanting to call her Vivi. Yes, the same feedback. Thank you, Rube. The same feedback that we saw in the original video.
And the letters in Nolan.
Oh.
Nolan's name rearranged. Did you see that?
No. I caught the, and it was actually Tinker who caught this, that his last name is Faust.
Yeah.
Like the different things, and which could be a coincidence.
And I've noticed in the past, in some of these similar sorts of things through pseudonym, they really like going back to the classics.
Right.
And
let's talk about. We've been dancing around. We talked about Taylor in the bathroom and how she wanted to know about V. There's definitely something going on. I didn't know there was anything romantic going on between Nolan and Taylor, but now I think
there might be.
Because Nolan at one point near the end of the night started calling Taylor like love. She is love. She is.
Yeah, well, because it was weird because he was talking about, oh gosh, what was her name? Megan? Was it Megan? Like the girl?
The other girl? It's Elizabeth.
It was Elizabeth.
I thought it was Elizabeth.
I thought it was an M name.
Maybe it was Megan.
Yeah,
Megan. Okay, so let's talk about. So there's Megan. Megan was love. Megan was this
almost like this muse kind of person to him.
Yeah, and then I want to bring up the fact.
Yeah, see, Nolan sees much of Megan and Taylor.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that. Megan's never been mentioned anywhere else before.
I haven't seen it. I didn't know if somebody else had.
During the previous sort of first get together of some of the people connections.
Megan is dead? I didn't pick up on that.
Has she?
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, so I was wondering, was Megan mentioned at all in the previous sort of thing that happened? The previous sort of get together for everybody?
Miss Bliss says Megan was on the Tumblr blog.
Interesting.
In the LA event.
Okay.
Someone mentioned the name Megan in the tweets.
Regardless, Nolan lost her. Whether they broke up or whether she left, I'm leaning towards like Megan is no longer alive, like the love of his life, and the reason he's so fixated on Taylor is that he sees Megan in her. We need to talk about V. V was so forthcoming with people and so sort of like engaging. It was almost, and it wasn't like purposely like starting connections with people. It was just there was this unabashed sort of, this is who I am. This is me. And did we notice that like she was the only one out of like the sort of core group that didn't get drunk at all? Was it not a need?
I didn't see her drinking at all. I mean, she may have, but.
Yes, this all started because of her. She's pure there. She is loved. She's been gone for a long time. Yeah, it took place in Nolan and Megan's old apartment. Oh, you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I wanted to talk about, I think Elizabeth was one of the people at the other event, or
was it Elizabeth in California?
Maybe.
Do we have anybody here that was part of or that was connected to California in any way?
Yeah, it was an honor to be where he and Megan lived. So they used to live in Cali.
Okay.
Okay, so this is great. You guys are amazing. This is why we did this, and we wanted to incorporate you all.
Because we can pull everybody who knows things from different places together.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bacora's right. There was this need, there was this want, there was this desire to protect Nolan at all times. Like there was this worry that that there was this blind hero worship of Nolan. Like I was there around that conversation. Apparently she knew Nolan as a child, and she was telling people this, like they were childhood friends.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm cycling back through the old text messages, and I'm cycling back through the old text messages that everybody received on their phone when we got the videos, and assuming that's her, that the person that's suffered this huge loss, like that she's experienced, like she asks all these questions like, I'm human, are you? She's very adamant about like the online world being different from the real world, like the wearing of masks.
What is Tamarind Martini Society? Tumblr.com.
That
I missed along the way.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You must have missed, because
thank you, Miss Bliss.
It's a huge blog, and it's got all the drinks listed.
Oh my gosh.
You have seen this. You've just seen the screenshots and pictures that I've shown you. You didn't see.
I didn't actually go to the. Okay.
Okay, so this is the blog where they posted all the pictures, and the party was sponsored by the Tamarind Martini Society.
Like I've seen that name, I just hadn't gone to the. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. So the other thing I want to talk about, and I'm picking this up from other people, and I caught snippets of this. The bartender last night, and some of these Tamarind Martinis, I know for a fact that Nolan's martini was special. There was something in the drink. And I don't know if Taylor was getting the special Tamarind Martini as well.
I know that there was something very specific about, like, he had a different glass, making sure that one went to him.
That I understand. So,
but how do you know that it was different than everybody else's?
Because he went up to the bar, and the bartender said something, like intimated something. Yeah, like the color changing, Doc. Thank you. And all I know is that Nolan's martinis were different. and you'll see a moment in the video. I don't know if it's one of the videos we captured.
Someone did see him filling his martini glass from the glasses set out. So maybe he was doing those too, or maybe he doesn't know that his was different.
He may not, but I know, and I think there's a few other people that saw that there is something different, at least about one of the.
So he might have thought that they were the same, so he would fill them from other places. But then when somebody official went to refill his glasses, they were filling it with something.
I'm telling you right now, there's a video or there's a moment at the party, and people that were at the Orlando party, please back me up on this. We're gonna plug a wiki. Yes, thank you. You can plug the wiki. There is a moment at the party where he's like freaking out or a little nervous, or he references the drink, and he has a sip of the drink, and there is this. It is the same moment in the V video where, like, listen, I love whiskey. I love scotch. A really good scotch and whiskey has an emotional, like a physical effect on me. I totally get that. But this wasn't it. There's something different here. There's something about this drink or this particular booze that made me think that there's something weird going on here.
Other than the fact that it was disgusting.
You didn't like it. I thought it was different, but there's something.
Is there anybody there who likes the tamarind martini who tried it? Anyone?
Yeah. He did. Okay, look, Rue brings it up. He took a drink of the martini and she almost like
before he signed. I did see that. I saw that.
There is something there. Like there's something there. Like it's like a different color or something. Now I want to bring up this. We're gonna jump because we've jumped away from like specific moments that happen, and we'll talk more about it when we like play some of the videos.
The drink is a special connection to Megan because it reminds him of her. But they could be, if there's something nefarious happening, they could be taking advantage of that.
Okay, so you ready for this? I started doing research on the tamarind and what it is, and you're gonna have to wade through
You tell this, I'm gonna go check on that, but you tell it.
You're gonna have to wade through a bunch of different sort of blogs about like the health benefits and that there's rumors that it cures cancer and that it helps with all sorts of different things. But I wanted to learn more about the spiritual sort of benefits behind it. And there's stories out there, and I encourage you guys to do your own independent research. So I found stuff about the spiritual connection of the tamarind, and it talks about how the spirit of the dead reside in the tamarind, and that tamarind is used for love potions, but the spirit of the dead are supposed to reside in the tamarind, so much so that you are discouraged from sleeping under or residing in a grove where the tamarind is, for fear of the sort of connection that it would give you to the realm of the dead. So, okay, so let's play the what if game. You're Nolan, and you're okay, drinking wine. Okay, so Taylor wasn't drinking those, so that makes sense. So the considered spirit trees, thank you, Green. So if that's the case, you're Nolan and you're missing someone and you want to be closer connected, or you feel that tie to that someone. Could Nolan be wanting to communicate or wanting to talk to that person that he's left behind or that he's lost in some way? It's just something to think about while we're playing along. I want to talk about the Tamarind Martini Society. We kind of touched upon that. A non-ambassador who's posted all these videos who could have been there. I felt like RJ was a little aggressive last night at times, like especially near the end of the party. That got super awkward quick. Yes, and I think, Fish, you're right. The Tamarind Martini does represent his unwillingness to let go. He wants to let go. Like, and or to connect with her. So I was gonna save this till the end, but I want to talk to you guys about it because I'm really enjoying running off of you guys. At a certain point in the evening, Taylor took the girls into the bathroom and they were having a conversation. I think V was out towards the middle of the floor and she was having a conversation. Nolan was sitting down. That's right. Nolan has been trying to protect the ambassadors. Something about V. He didn't want V getting around them. apparently the PR's team job was to protect the ambassadors. But Nolan's sitting down and he's talking with Tinker, and I pull up a chair next, and Nolan starts talking about connections, but connections as something greater, like pulling everybody together into sort of a connection collective. Imagine moving as one unit, moving together as one group of people, one collection. And are some of these ideas too much? Is that why, thank you, Rube, that the team, RJ and Sabrina, were handling Nolan? Are these thoughts and ideas of wanting to bring everybody together under one sort of roof and umbrella, does this make him a bad influence, like a bad person? I don't think it does. Like, I don't think he needs to be handled, and I don't know why the government is afraid of him. Like, Sabrina was doing an amazing job of taking care of him and wanting to put out this sort of like this public image of like, we have like the guru, and we have like the wunderkind who's created this platform.
Arcane Ravager, Sabrina had me take care of him at the end, right before he passed out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but does he? Why does he need taken care of? Like, this is our guy. Like, this is our boy. And I get being swept up in it. And I started the stream by being like, look, he got a little drunk, or he got a little emotional, like he got a little too much to drink. And if he's hurting that deeply, and he, you know.
But there's something to be said for the hero with the fatal flaw, the wunderkind that has this deep wound. You know, that's.
Yeah.
It's throughout history. That's, you know, this is it's a story, but it's a story that's based in real people, real characters, real situations.
Did we see at this party, it could be that the PR is now under government control. I thought the PR was the government. I don't think there's a connections PR. Like, if I were the government, the United States, and I may get in trouble for saying this, if I'm the United States government and I want to keep close tabs on this party, I give them connections t-shirts, and I have them be at the party, and I have them handle people. Like, I didn't.
There's got to be at least one representative there, like one of those people.
Did anybody see any of the PR team drinking?
No, I didn't. Did anybody out there see
it? At any point in the night, did anybody see anybody drink? RJ. Bliss says RJ kept saying he was brand new, and there were tons of cameras. Bionic didn't see anybody drinking. Rube didn't see anybody drinking. None of the PR team. It was just them.
Yeah. And there were 3 there.
Fish
right?
may have seen one of them like having a drink or something like that, just to celebrate or something like that. So
there were 3 total PR teams.
But not nearly the level of sloshed that Nolan got, that Taylor got, that and V didn't get. So it's stuff to think about. Like, it's stuff to connect. I want to bring up some of the text messages, and then you guys can reference this if you guys kept them. When V was sending us all these text messages, and then this is me working under the assumption that I think V is texting us and is the one that sent us the videos.
Okay, this is about them. Sorry, Sabrina said she was just a new associate. Gary, RJ, and Sabrina.
RJ also said he was new.
So then Gary is the one that, if there's anybody, he was the one running the show.
Gary
was the one introducing everybody. No, but he was playing techie, but he was the one introducing everybody. He was the one checking in on all the tech stuff. He was the one checking in, making sure the camera was filming, the little selfie cam that was off.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But at the end of the night, who kicked us out?
RJ.
RJ kicked us out. I think, and we could go off all day.
But then again, RJ could be purposely fading into the background because that's his job, is to fade back and just watch.
It got aggressive near the end of the night for anybody that wasn't there. So Taylor got up on stage and was trying to do yoga, and it's fine. Like, she deserves to let loose. She deserves to let her hair down, and she got, just kind of fell and was just going to be in the giggly, and V was sort of like catching her, and they were drunk yoga, and she was kind of laying on the ground, but like, it's not anything that any of us who were there hadn't seen at any number of house parties or any number of things. And I did notice though that like everybody was doing what I did, where it was just like, oh, like the mask is gone. Like the beautiful sort of pristine image that we look at online like got pulled away for a second. And I love Taylor even more now. Like Nolan is more 3D to me than he has ever been ever. Even Volkarov, like Volkarov, who you can't type her name into connections.
Yes. I didn't realize
you guys brought this.
Tried today, and he told me.
And I did it completely by accident. I typed her name in. I was tagging a poster or something, and sure enough, and it won't let you do that. A whole bunch of little asterisks sort of pop up, which is.
We should have gotten video of that.
The Connections PR team. No, because everybody can go, yeah, I've been using zeros too. Bionic is on the same page. But so why? Why? I mean, it's a fact. Like, we can't type it in. So why does Connections not want anything to do with V being around?
Oh, that's a cool way to write it.
Yeah, that's how I've been writing.
Oh.
You got.
Well, I don't see it.
You
I missed it.
So why? But why?
I can only do so much on Connections. I thought when I got to 100 points, I would finally be able to post pictures, and I can't.
You don't work.
It's driving me crazy.
We're not speaking bad of Connections.
No, that's not a bad thing. I figured it was because apparently different people can do different things on Connections, and so I'm starting to wonder if there's a whole.
Yes.
If it's like that's. Like somebody who is posting pictures can't post stickers, and I can post stickers. So I'm starting to wonder if there's a whole thing going on that I'm not aware of.
Okay, but Green brings up this. The difference between Connections is they wanted to edit out someone else. Okay? And okay, Arcane, you noticed it on the Slack. I didn't even see that notice on the Slack, but like the difference is like how, okay, so we post this video, or you guys are in here talking with us. How long is it before anytime you write inscribe, like those letters get blacked out?
That's awesome.
Bliss, how long before one of you, Arcane, Rose, Cora, how long before one of us is like on the receiving end of that? Where like the information is at a premium. Yeah, Holly, I mean, you're right, you're absolutely right. Like,
if you do something bad enough.
It's something worth censoring. Are we ready for that? Do we want that? I mean, the access, like I always talked about this. Fish is trying to be the first one.
Hey, Fish.
But yeah, I mean, I've had a bad day. I don't want to do my yoga today. Cool, your account has been censored. Any mention of you online in anyone else's like profile is gone for the next 24 hours. We hope you learned your lesson.
Wow.
Why? Are we moving away from like everybody's connected, everyone's connected, or is it simply everyone is connected? Is it everyone's connected, everyone's together, and we're all able to communicate with each other, or everyone's connected and we can sever your connection to the collective like that?
Wow. Well, and it gets into these ideas. Gosh, what was it a book or a movie I saw where it was like everything was based on points. It was you would get positive
Black
points for
Mirror.
doing positive things and
Well,
negative points for doing negative things, and everything. Your whole entire image is based on the points that you have.
Well, there's that Black Mirror episode
of
like being assigned points and stuff like that.
I mean, I love it, and I'm scared and terrified by it, but I love it.
Yes, Doctor Who. Yes, and like. So here's another question from Holly. If you drop down a threshold of points, do you lose connections? We've only seen the benefits.
We've only seen positive, but there's a space for negative. Like there's the green positive little thing, and then there's the red negative, and I can't imagine it wouldn't be there if they're not planning to use it.
I'll do you one better. If you look at some of you that have access to this ability, where you have the ability to sort of post a video or something, there's an ability to see hidden post.
Really?
Like posts that you specifically highlight. you know what? Like, what if you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna post this picture.
It was an Orville episode. Thank you. I remember that now.
Oh, that was an Orville.
Yes.
Good job.
Okay.
But there's another thing where it's like, what if you're like, I'm gonna share this cat photo with everybody that has points above 400.
Wow.
I'm gonna have a party. It's a 500 party. We're seeing a little bit. We got bubbles and influencers
Oh my
and groups of us, and like we're having to share stuff. Like, will there be like a drunk text that you want removed? That's an excellent point, Holly. Like if there's a drunk text that you send, or you do a post, or you do somebody tags you in an embarrassing photo, do you spend points to have it removed?
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
How many times have we posted stuff or have other people posted stuff where we're like, come on, I don't want that picture of me up online?
The questionnaire was extremely personal, with personal
Yeah.
questions and stuff like that. Cool. If you don't want anybody to see that, we're going to need 100 points. But if you want to see somebody else's without them knowing, you could spend 300. I mean, they're so...
That's Rube. It's Holly. They're economizing socialization.
And
Possibly. I mean, that's brilliant.
Is
It's
this
terrible.
what V is worried about, Rube? Is this what it is? That we're all too... Is there such a thing as too connected to the grid, to the government? I mean, like, I have never been as active on social media as I am right now. I didn't touch hardly any Instagram. I hardly hung around in Twitter. Like,
I need to
like,
create my Instagram for this because
like,
I wasn't on Instagram.
Some of us created brand new emails, like brand new social media accounts, like some of them are part of the story. Some of them are parts of the.
And I tend to go to everything as part of the story. So even if it is bugs, I tend to go, but what if it's not?
Okay.
What if it is a part of the story? Oh my gosh, what if they're separating us by those who can post stickers, by those who can post pictures, by those who can, this is the sneeches, the star-bellied sneeches.
I don't think V is the boogeyman.
No, I don't either.
I don't think she's the antagonist. And that's a great question, Fish. I don't think she's a bad guy. I think it's wonderful that people are starting to branch out and try to find information in their own way. I know that certain people are unsure whether certain things are real. The Mutter accounts, anytime that I receive a freaking telemarketer call, I'm picking up and talking for fear that I might miss something crucial, like emails, the phone going off at like freaking 10 or 11 o'clock at night, like, and grabbing for it and searching for any sort of information, like begging for the truth. I mean, and that's what the majority of us are doing. Like, the majority of us have become so utterly connected.
I've missed too many. But I see him and I'm like, I missed it.
Before connections even starts, like the code, all of us working together, like all of these codes popping up and stuff like that. Like everybody's on Twitter and stuff like this. The new theory, theory from Rube. What if the contract was designed to make certain that V was censored on the platform, that people couldn't mention her? She was bullied online. Maybe she wants to avoid it. Let's talk about that contract, because that is one of the best damn theories that I've seen about this contract. Because I don't know what this thing is he signed. It was after he got the government contract, but this video of him with V signing the contract and getting it sort of taken care of. Like, so what happened there? Like, is that her deal? She wants to be away from it? Like, did she get bullied or taken advantage of online and wants to protect others from that? Thank you, Fish. That's also a theory. Maybe he's seen as a threat by the government. She's a freedom fighter, and we are a slave to the new system.
I think she's seen as a threat by someone. I think that's why she's getting... It's the only explanation for why she's getting censored.
Okay, I will play devil's advocate, though. I have loved every damn second of meeting some of you, of interacting with you. People that were never in my social circle before, I am now interacting with, and not only that, but I'm enjoying talking to. You know, I'm enjoying interacting with, and I feel my horizons broadened a bit. Like, no, I'm not Scribe in my real life. I'm not that guy. Like, but I'm starting to be. Like, there is.
I love the theories around there being this supernatural element to things. That this isn't just government and social media, that there is something darker going on, there's something supernatural going on.
Does it have to be darker? Could it
Not
be supernatural?
necessarily, but I feel like it is. I feel like it is.
Could this be the girl that died and is coming?
Like Megan?
Could this be Megan coming back as one last sort of thing to help Nolan? Is Nolan being controlled by something out there? And
Someone said Nolan was being controlled by something.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, so I'll bring this up. Every supernatural thing that's happened, the weird glitches.
Dark and light is needed to balance, Miss Bliss. You are right, and we've got dark and light right there. We've got Taylor and V. Like the very definition of dark and light.
Green brings up, is the contract to resurrect Megan in Taylor's body?
Would V be involved in that?
Is that what the Niyoga is?
Is it her centering? Oh gosh.
Is the
You
Niyoga
brought this
like?
up the other day. This like okay.
I play a lot of D&D, and anybody that looks at me and sees this Twitch channel is not going to be surprised by this statement. Like, and I think V is neutral as well, but these Niyoga poses, is this a summoning circle? Is there?
I wonder if we put together all of the Niyoga poses from day one, like if you went through it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like if it would create a dance, something. I mean, it gets weird because when you get into like the toe thing and all that, I'm not sure.
But we could.
But
okay, so why Portuguese? The names and stuff like that. Like, have we analyzed that? Like, and I'm noticing that there's different focal points. It's almost like here. Are we covering everything? Are we the collateral? This brings up another thing. Are we the collateral that's being used? Like, did anybody read the service agreement before we signed this?
are we all doing it and providing energy to bring Megan into tech?
The love,
providing the energy to bring Megan.
the
into
love that
Bliss.
we're giving to her, the love, the attention, the affection. Like, is this fueling her? Are we lifting her up in order to do this?
Oh, creating enough energy in Taylor, like by idolizing this person, by giving this person all of this adoration, energy.
There's this weird balance of like dark and light and fear and protection and
Hi, Stubbs, peeking in at us.
yeah. What's up, Subs? Something that you would love to address, Cal. Okay, the Guardian Project, and one of the people working on it, Nick Hill. Kalima. Nick Hill is Taylor's brother?
What?
Rube, she messaged you that today? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's huge. The Guardian Project?
Yeah.
You know.
Wait, she messaged.
On the Tamara Martini blog, there was a thing of Nick Hill doing the plans for the Guardian Project, and Taylor mentioning that was her brother, but that relates to sort of other ventures that we've experienced before. The Guardian Project, like and stuff like that. So just that connection is enough to give me pause. Ruth, that's huge. That's absolutely huge.
How much is Taylor messaging people on connections? Because I mean, I'm not really getting any. Is she messaging people a lot?
We've all been encouraged to start messaging people, to private message people within our network. So I know that I've sent one to Nolan. I sent one to Taylor.
Anything.
Taylor went off on a spree today. Taylor went off on a spree today and sent private messages back to people that had reached out.
They're trying to pretend he's someone in with the Cheetos.
Yeah, so it's huge. Anybody that's just in, we're theorizing on connections, so we're having a blast and learning more from you guys just in the chat than we are doing all the independent research we did. Throw a like or a follow up just so we can hear the fun little sound effects, and we'll do another one of these maybe like next week.
Yeah.
At this.
I'm wondering if is everybody in this area? Do we have people that were actually out in California for that event? They're here.
And see, I'm not even worried about California because people are posting on the internet and then hopefully doing more things like this, where they're sharing their experiences or they're writing down their experiences. What about some of these other places? Like, what if?
Because there's New York.
The Tamarind Martini Society something could take place in New York or any one of the other places that Nolan's lived. Oh, you're welcome, Rose, anytime. But Tamarind is native to Portugal. Oh, so maybe that explains the moves. Like maybe that explains why the names for the yoga poses. Like,
guys, Taylor just referred to her brother as a ghost. Thank you for the follow.
There's so much to talk about. Do we want to play one of the videos?
Yeah, let's do it. Which one do you want?
I want to play. Well, let's start a little light. Let's play V.
Are these ones you got on your phone or the ones I got on mine?
No, these are the ones I got on my phone.
You got on yours. Okay.
So let's.
Taylor meeting V.
Yeah, Taylor meeting V, and let's see if we can get this to work and that they can watch us.
Here.
Okay, hopefully that video went off without a hitch. Somebody give me the heads up or the thumbs up in the room if it went well and you guys were able to hear the sound and everything like that. The quality is not as good as the other ones that we've seen, but I thought we might see some stuff from different angles. Thank you, Emma. Taylor is amazing. I want to bring this up because Chameleon brought this up a little bit earlier. Did anybody pay attention to V's shoes? I'm gonna post a picture of them. I'll figure out a way. I'll throw them up on Twitter or something like that. You guys can find me.
I can put them up. If we take a little break in a little while, I can put the pictures up here.
I'm Scribe. You can find me on Twitter and Insta, and I've been trying to follow people. Scribe. There is those shoes. If we're talking about the supernatural, and okay, I'll bite. Until I see something concrete, it's going to be hard to believe. But those shoes were like hooves, not hooves. Did anyone not see them? You're right, Emma. But these were like these sort of like hooves that like almost like hit the ground or like went up. And I've seen heels before, and it's crazy to me. Like it's crazy to me like how they went up, and it's just something to notice. I love that interaction between V and Taylor because it was so pleasant. It was so happy and nice. The next video that we have, yeah, Doc. The next video we have is, I tried to get as good and up close as I could. It's not as good as the one that Anon posted, but I want to talk about this last video, because this last video is everything that happened at the very end there. Taylor kind of getting a little drunk and Nolan getting a little drunk, but there's some stuff that he says that I want to talk about, and maybe you guys will spot something that I didn't spot from this angle and some of the stuff that happens. It's a little long. Volkarov, yes. It's a little long, but I want it out there for anybody that happened to not be at the event and for them to be able to watch it. So this is The Party's Over.
Honestly, couldn't have a better backdrop. The sound of this music is the sound of my heart embracing each and every one of you. You all know that I was down for a long time in Thailand. You've heard the stories, I know. I know what's out there.
Nolan, tell us about it. Yeah.
This is it. What you don't know about that time is I fell in love. There was a woman named Megan. Well, she made my martini. Where is it? Where is she?
Yeah, it's gotta be martini.
This is all started because of her. Megan is someone that's as pure as air itself. Megan is love. And she's been gone for a very long time, but I want you to know that Connections has our Megan. You all may not know it, but right there, Taylor Hill is our Megan.
What? I don't understand what that means.
You're pure love, baby.
Thank you. Second.
I want everyone to know.
We love you, Tay Tay!
Oh! Say it again!
We love you, Tay Tay!
I love all of my connections. This is the best, RJ. What's wrong? Smile! There it is. It makes your selfies better. It does. So, RJ, you know what I should do? We should do another yoga pose, okay?
Yeah!
I'm really hot. It was hot in the bathroom. Here you go. Here, hold that. Why not? I don't want the thing.
When you're shaking it.
Take off your shoes, Taylor. I'm gonna do the weird. She's not. Wow, you're strong.
Okie dokie, guys. Well, I think that is our party. I want to thank you all for coming out to the opening of Connections. And from me and everyone here at Connections, you guys have a very good night. The exit is right here to the left. Go ahead, guys. Please. Okay. Everybody, please leave.
of Nolan, and he, like I said, he had a little too much to drink. There was a great fear. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. There was a big fear, and I don't know if anybody else experienced this, and it's the only thing that the Anon ambassador didn't post about, is the fact that Nolan looked real bad at the end of the night last night. Like at the very end of the night, like he was laying down and like somebody shouted something like, I think Nolan is dead, or can we get an ambulance, or can we get a doctor, or and I get it, like people have been at parties and people have drank before and like and passed out. Oh, Wicked! This is a huge. Wicked just posted a really good thing about the Guardian Project, biological targeting, and if Taylor's brother was involved in this in some way, that's saying something. But yes, Emma's right. Nolan was keeled backward in the chair, and I actually got video of this. And like I said, please don't judge Nolan too harshly. He had a lot to drink, but this is the last video that I got. Is I actually ran over to where Nolan was and kind of laid backwards in the chair, and I want you guys to look at him because he looks gone.
Do we have a doctor?
Down over here, come on!
Nolan! Doctor, EMT, anybody?
Anyone? Is there a doctor in the house?
Seriously!
Nolan's down, get over here, man!
It's either a doctor or what I saw in Gray's movie.
Okay, everyone needs to go, now! Everyone go!
I'm still grounded already.
It was a really quick just snippet, but I wanted you guys to, and we all have, for those of us that have drank booze before and had a little too much or stuff like that, like, I get having a little too much to drink and passing out hard or like laying backwards, you know, and that being the case, and Fish is right. Like the crew, we were all encouraged to try this martini and to have a little bit of that. There's so many different theories. There's so many different theories abounding about maybe there was something in the drink or maybe there was something there. I do want to talk a little bit about this. The quote that stuck out to me most that night was when he started talking about the beast and the monk. Does anybody else remember this? The quote was, and I had to make sure that I got it right, and I think somebody else posted, I think Seth may have posted a link to a video about this. Yes, E.M. Forster. So the quote was, only connect. The beast that fights for his life, the monk that abides by its law, will indefinitely describe his own life. Only connect. So this is from, this is a Forster quote, and it's actually from Howard's End. And this book, and honestly, Forster in general, talked about the importance of connecting between individuals across the barriers of race, across the barriers of class and nation. And when Tinker and I were sitting there, and talking with Nolan, that's all Nolan could talk about. Talking about how Connections was can bring people together. Didn't matter who they were, didn't matter what their social background was, what the color of their skin was, what their sexual orientation was. Like, this is what he wants for Connections. And you want somebody like that around, don't you? Like we can theorize and speculate, but like that's the kind of guy you want around. And whether that, you know, that quote was word for word, you're right, Green, but the idea, like when he was talking to us about everybody being together and everybody being connected and not by yourself, yeah. But there's still, you know, people have tried to tear apart the world on lesser sort of ideas and have done worse in the name of trying to do the right thing. So I don't know. I don't know where this is going to take us. We start, what is it? We start week 3 come tomorrow with all sorts of promises that things are going to get a little bit more personal, that like we'll finally learn more about what Connections has in store for each of us. There's a new group that's exclusively for some of the upper tier members. Bliss brings up the fact that Nolan seems the most manipulative out of everyone at this moment. I don't know if Nolan seems the most manipulative. I think that Nolan is coming across as more malleable to me than any of the other people. I would disagree. I don't think he's manipulating. I honestly think he's being pulled a couple of directions, and I used to think it was V. Now I'm not so sure. I don't know if he's being manipulated by some other force. I will bring up the fact again that every supernatural occurrence, at least that I've observed electronically, has happened around Taylor. A little bit of the V stuff could be explained with like hacking or pushing into stuff, the video feedback. But every supernatural thing, if you look back at some of the Instagram posts and some of the other stuff, has happened around Taylor. And I think I'm worried that it's the magician doing the magic trick. It's having us concentrate on this thing over here, maybe villainizing V and doing that, or we're paying attention to these things of like RJ's, was screaming at everybody to get out of the room, like scaring people, like pushing them out of the room and stuff like that. Like, are we paying attention to the right things? And the only way that we're going to do that is by talking, is by sharing information, is by connecting. And I think that's why all of these events have one thing in common decoration-wise, and it's those masks, it's the emojis, it's these hiding behind stuff. I guess the more layers we pull off, like the more it's going to be easier for us to sort of pursue the truth. And V, it sounds like, is leaning in that direction. And I don't see that being a villainizing sort of aspect of a personality, wanting us all to sort of connect with each other, but connect on a fundamental humanistic level. So I could talk about this all day, and you know I will talk about this all day. So I love you guys. Thank you, God, so much. Some new information that I wasn't unaware of.
Can I flash up your yoga post from today?
Yes, you can flash up my yoga post from today. This is a little treat for you guys. This is my yoga pose.
Kitty on top.
This is the yoga pose is with a 4-week-old kitten. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening and stuff like that, and talking. No, not thanking me. Thank all of you. This is what I wanted.
We're going to try to do this again, especially as more stuff comes up. So if you want notifications, I think notifications come up for you on the phone or something. They do for me anyway.
Yeah, click the little
heart, and that way you get a little.
Thank you guys so much for indulging and for sharing all the information that you have and stuff like that. We'll come online again, and I would love to do this more and to be able to all of us to. Even if it's online, even though we're not all together in the same space, just to be able to share information. Anytime there's a huge development, we can log on and just talk or share what information we have, and just take an hour of time. Maybe
oh my gosh, my brain, there's so much more that I'm thinking about right now.
Maybe next time somebody can design a drink for us all to have while we're on the stream.
We can all have the same drink from different.
But that's not a martini. Maybe it's something a little different. Thank you for whoever followed. And also, we're going to plug that wiki one more time.
Gosh.
There is a no filter wiki with all the information that we're finding. I will tell you guys right now, one of our users has divulged some information to me. Another reason to tune in is I'll keep doing this. I'll keep divulging information. The Craigslist posting was created by one of our users. It was not created by anything nefarious. They wanted some more information, and so if you want to volunteer who created that Craigslist posting and threw us all for a bit of a loop and started gathering information.
But you don't know who it is?
I know who it is.
You know who it is?
I don't want to steal their thunder, but I think it was a genius move. And the non-fatal captives, yep, that was created by one of us in the room in order to gain information and have conversations with, and
Oh my
to see if Nolan reached out. So M, well done. That was created by one of us, and who was there to just gather information. And I think it was no way. Shut up. Yeah. Yeah.
I love enneagrams.
Gee,
Enneagrams are amazing.
so, how about this? We'll keep digging for the truth. We'll keep being together. We'll keep sharing information. Chameleon, thank you so much. I'm Scribe. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time. We'll try to do this at least once a week or anytime anything like crazy big is happening. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Instagram, and we'll share information as it comes. But until then, we are the Connections Collective, and we will see you all very soon. Do you mind?
I should totally go. Here, you're gonna have to say something else cool now.
We are the Connections Collective, and no matter what happens, we will find the truth. Yes. See you guys soon.